Britain's opposition leader has defended his vow to stay neutral if there's a second Brexit referendum. Conservatives are accusing Jeremy Corbyn of being deliberately indecisive, but he claims it's a sign of strength and maturity.
It's the audience where increasingly Labour's hopes rest, the young. At the launch of the party's youth manifesto in Loughborough today, Jeremy Corbyn made his pitch.
Our government will give people a choice for the future, a choice of the kind of government they want, a choice of our relationship with Europe in the future.
It's this sort of excitement that Labour strategists hope is part of a trend, the sort of fervour Corbyn generated back in 2017. But it was what he said to the millions watching last night's TV debate that mattered, that he'd be neutral in another Brexit referendum, a position he defended today.
I think being an honest broker and listening to everyone is actually a sign of strength and a sign of maturity. Our country has to come together. We can't go on forever being divided by how people voted in 2016.
Right, I think we should probably move on. Thank you.
The backlash from both sides of the Brexit spectrum out-campaigning today has been swift.
I think it's quite astonishing. People who want to remain, they want a leader, not a bystander. I think it is just beggars belief that somebody who is standing for the role of leading our country can then say that on the biggest issue that we have faced for generations, they're not going to take a position.
It's just not credible at any level, and this is why Labour are bombing. This is why they're doing so badly in this campaign. There are parts of the country, like here in the northeast, big leave areas, and suddenly the Labour Party does not appear to be on their side.
Meanwhile, the Conservatives, preparing to launch their own manifesto tomorrow, have been licking their lips at this latest piece of Labour Brexit positioning.
It won't wash with voters. I think it's an absolute disaster. You can't ask this country to be its Prime Minister whilst not having a view on the biggest issue of the day, which is Brexit.
Some hope that Corbyn's position will emulate that of Harold Wilson in the first European referendum. But Wilson wasn't neutral. He supported Remain, just allowed his ministers to argue for different sides. And in 1975, Wilson didn't have a general election to fight. The problem for Corbyn is that there is nowhere else to drill for votes for the Labour Party other than the 15% or so that the Lib Dems are currently getting, the Remain Lib Dems. Labour has to get that number down, and in no circumstances can it really be sensible for Labour's leader to adopt a policy of neutrality on the Brexit question. There will be bated breath for Labour strategists as we await the first polls conducted after their manifesto launch and debates. If there is no bounce at all, with just under 3 weeks to go, it's hard to see where it will begin. Lewis Goodall, Sky News.